Under the relentless gaze of the late summer sun, the Russian countryside unfolds into a panorama of endless fields. The Grande Armée trudges onward, a cloud of dust marking their passage as the soldiers cough, their faces etched with weariness. Gone is the early optimism, replaced by the stark reality of exhaustion and disease. From atop his horse, Napoleon surveys the grim scene, his own face reflecting the weight of the campaign. Inside Napoleon's tent, candlelight flickers, casting long shadows across the tense faces of his marshals. Napoleon, weakened by a severe cold, struggles to maintain his composure amidst the looming weight of responsibility. The marshals stand in hushed anticipation, their expressions a mixture of concern and uncertainty as they await Napoleon's command. A palpable tension fills the tent, the air thick with unspoken fears as Napoleon's indecision casts a shadow over their strategy. Napoleon, a figure of authority against the backdrop of the Borodino field, stands on a small hill, his gaze sweeping across the landscape. He surveys the vast expanse, the Russian position starkly visible in the distance, a silent challenge in the morning light. With a commanding gesture, Napoleon points out the Bagration fletches and the Raevski redoubt to his marshals, each movement precise. He turns, his expression resolute, the weight of the impending assault etched into the lines of his face. Napoleon's gaze hardens, the silent declaration of a massive, head-on assault. A cold, misty dawn breaks, blanketing the Borodino field in an eerie, silent shroud. The silence shatters as a single cannon shot echoes across the field, a prelude to the impending storm. The air vibrates as over 100 French guns erupt in unison, unleashing a thunderous wave of destruction. Smoke billows across the field, a dense fog of war mingling with the morning mist. The acrid scent of gunpowder fills the air, a grim reminder of the carnage to come. The Battle of Borodino has begun, a maelstrom of fire and fury unleashed upon the dawn. Under the pale morning light, French infantry march, unaware of the inferno awaiting them. A relentless storm of Russian gunfire erupts, tearing through the advancing ranks. Men fall, their bodies littering the field, as the brutal reality of war unfolds. The air crackles with the roar of cannons and the screams of the dying. Smoke and flame engulf the battlefield, obscuring the carnage in a dense, suffocating haze. The Bagration fletches become a crucible of destruction, where hope and life are extinguished in a heartbeat. The Russian earthworks erupt in a furious storm of musket fire, the air thick with smoke and the stench of gunpowder. General Bagration, a figure of stern resolve, strides defiantly amidst the smoky chaos. His eyes blaze with fierce determination, a beacon of defiance against the unseen enemy. Hold the line! Stand firm for Russia! General Bagration's voice booms above the din of battle, a rallying cry to his men. The soldiers, inspired by their general's courage, redouble their efforts, pouring a relentless hail of bullets towards the enemy. The Bagration fletches erupt into a terrifying panorama of smoke, fire, and the harrowing cries of soldiers. Bayonets and musket butts clash violently. The ground vanishes beneath a dense carpet of fallen bodies. The battle rages on, claiming more victims. Utitsa village is now a battlefield, where the morning air vibrates with the sounds of a brutal struggle. Desperate soldiers fight amidst the chaos of the village streets. The woods echo with the harsh sounds of survival as the Russian forces struggle to maintain their ground. Every shadow and corner of Utitsa becomes a scene of intense, close-quarters combat, where the line between life and death blurs. After 7 hours of relentless fighting, the field at Borodino is a vision of hellish devastation. Marshal Ney and Murat's combined forces finally secure the shattered remains of the fletches, a brutal victory hard won. The formidable earthworks are reduced to heaps of rubble, a grim testament to the relentless battle. Corpses litter the field, marking the brutal cost of securing this strategic point. The path to the Raevski redoubt now lies open, a gateway forged in blood and fire. On the Borodino field, Kutuzov, aged and battle-worn, scans the horizon with his one good eye. With a commanding gesture, Kutuzov signals the charge. unleashing a thunderous cavalry raid against the French. Trumpets blare, heralding the advance as thousands of horses surge forward, a breathtaking display of raw power. The French respond with a storm of artillery and infantry fire, meeting the cavalry's bravery with deadly force. Despite their courage, the cavalry falters, repulsed and falling back in disarray, their charge broken by the relentless French defense. The Raevski redoubt stands tall, cannons silent under a thick shroud of gunpowder smoke. Napoleon surveys the field, his gaze intense as he prepares for the final assault. The air hangs heavy with the scent of smoke and anticipation, the calm before the storm. Napoleon's figure is silhouetted against the smoky horizon, a leader ready to command. He prepares himself, steeling his resolve for the decisive moment. The Raevski redoubt is consumed by a cataclysmic artillery barrage, the earth itself convulsing under the relentless assault. Smoke and fire obliterate the sky, painting a hellish tableau of destruction. From the smoke emerges the French infantry, a seemingly endless tide of humanity. The human wave crashes relentlessly against the earthwork walls, a brutal collision of flesh and earth. At the Raevski redoubt, Caulaincourt leads his cuirassiers, their presence a formidable force. The cuirassiers advance, the ground trembling under the thundering hooves of their mounts. A concealed trail appears, a hidden path that promises access to the redoubt's unguarded flank. Caulaincourt directs his cavalry toward the concealed trail. Seizing the opportunity, the heavy cavalry surges forward, breaching the fortification from its unguarded rear. The redoubt falls, the thunder of hooves echoing as Caulaincourt's forces secure their victory. The Raevski redoubt becomes a maelstrom of clashing steel and desperate struggle. Terror consumes every face as the battle reaches its fever pitch. Caulaincourt, leading the charge, is struck by a fatal blow. His sacrifice shatters the Russian center. The redoubt falls into enemy hands. As dusk descends on Borodino field, the relentless firing fades, leaving an unsettling silence in its wake. Only the pained cries of countless wounded pierce the stillness, a haunting testament to the day's carnage. Amid the fading light, Napoleon stands firm, unmoved by the impassioned pleas of his marshals. He makes the calculated decision to withhold his Imperial Guard, a choice that hangs heavy in the air. Under the cloak of night, the Borodino field lies desolate, a silent testament to the brutal clash of armies. The air hangs heavy with the stench of smoke and death, as the shattered remnants of opposing forces remain locked in a haunting tableau. The field, now a desolate expanse, belongs solely to the fallen, their silent forms marking the landscape of destruction. Among the fallen, the seeds of Napoleon's downfall have been sown, watered by the blood of countless soldiers. The stillness of the night amplifies the magnitude of the loss, as the field bears witness to the end of an era. The opposing armies stand like ghosts, their weary eyes reflecting the weight of the battle, forever etched in the annals of history.